Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup could be a drag-em-out brawl as both teams rank in the top 10 in fewest yards allowed. The Chiefs are top 10 in defensive yards allowed, and they go up against the Chargers, who will need to find a way to move the football.
All right, Larry, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. On the ground, this is Ware. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now.
They run again with Ware. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. I know some of the talk after last week's loss was the O-line struggles. They gave up 4 sacks. He got hit here and taken down again, so that's something to monitor.
It is something to monitor, but they've got to help their offensive line out. Maybe a little bit different play calling, right? Draws, screens, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quicker, maybe some quick game passes. All of that to try and help slow down a pass rush and make things easier on their offensive line.
And the back goes into motion. On second down, here's Tannehill. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing on third down, Tannehill goes to Ware on the screen. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. On first and 10, Tannehill. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Tannehill throwing again. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Anunwa, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Set. Blue 90. Detroit.
Throwing again is Tannehill. He's got it. The tight end, Jeff Heuerman. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City first. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. No. Check. Patriot.
To the air again, Tannehill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So this will be the 9th play on this drive. They run it here. Ware. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down.
All right, here we go.
Here's Tannehill. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
8 yards to go here on 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's got it to Williams. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here we go now. Over. Watching that 319. Watching that.
Play clock winding down. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. So now third and goal. Will the defense bring some extra pressure here? And yet again, nowhere to run. This time maybe we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. And the kick by Elliott is good. Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one goes for 24 yards. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
They'll run now with Ware. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here's Tannehill. Anunwa's got it. Complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Chargers getting set to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Back
this up past the 45 to the 47. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run again with Bernard. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. 3rd and 2. Now Trubisky. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down. Because really, they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Green, 30. Here we go. No. Check. Patriots.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Arrowhead after this. 2nd down now after the pass completion.
Now let's go. 91 is the mic.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And that's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Here we go. 3-19.
Tannehill. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. His throw incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. That'll bring up second down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Now let's go. Detroit! Detroit!
Again, Tannehill finding some room at midfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. First down now, but the clock continues to move. On the run, it's Ware. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Detroit! Now let's go.
Play action. It's Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. On the run. This is caught inside the 15. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the chain gang now done for the drive. Ball on the 10, first and goal.
No, check. Patriot!
And now here's a carry heading left. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's third and goal. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The offense on third down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is third and goal.
Let's go. Blue, land it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? A second quarter score from down in Houston. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
But that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall right at the line of scrimmage. Second down, 9 yards to go. Here's Trubisky to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a carry for Bernard. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's brought down. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And not much running room. Down to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Back to the 33. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. On 3rd down, Trubisky. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Chris Jones. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he goes in motion here in the backfield.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Set. Leopard. Leopard. Check. Watch it now, Barney.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Watch it now, Barney. Over. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Here we go now. Detroit! Detroit! Leopard! Leopard!
Now they'll run on the draw. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
All right, here we go. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. All right, now look at 56. No. Check. Patriot. No. Check. Patriot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he? Good snap, good hold, and that one was dead center.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself,
he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Throwing here, Trubisky. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now it's Trubisky. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Detroit! Detroit!
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
No, check, Patriot! Patriot! Hurry up!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill dumps that off to Ware. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hurry up, here we go! Watch you now, Barney!
Now Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And this is recovered by the Chargers. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Again, here's Bernard. And this This has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff looking right. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And Elliott puts this one through. They're all finished in the bout down in Houston. And give that one to the Texans as they wind up winners there. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
10 yards still left on 2nd down.
Let's go. Boom, land him. No. Check. Patriot.
Zach Ertz, the man in motion. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. 44 yards.
Brandon, they likely have time for one last play, but it's got to be a heave into the end zone. Anything short, no good for them.
And they're able to spike it with time remaining. And now in field goal range here with a chance to get this one to OT. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And his kick is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie the score now at 9 apiece. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Time running out here on the play clock. First throw in overtime now for Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. And the play clock's running down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Henry's got it out on the left side. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. 9 yards on the play and a 1st down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. So they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Throw left side complete. That's Henry. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Trubisky to throw again. On the screen, Bernard. Finding room inside the 40. A very solid gain of 27.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. So the D-line's going to spread out. On 2nd down, Trubisky. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sack back at the 38. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Green, 39, green.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And picked up by the Chargers. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. First throw in overtime for Tannehill. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, check. 3 down.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Got an open man. It's a noon one. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got room. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Kansas City, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.